Welcome students to this module on transistor characteristics. In the last module we learned about transistors, NPN transistor, PNP transistor and the various configurations of transistor. We learned about common emitter configuration, common collector configuration and common base configuration. And a complete electrical behavior of a transistor can be obtained by studying the variation of current versus voltage. This changes in current with respect to the voltage is known as the VI characteristics. You know students, there are two types of characteristics for a transistor. One is the input characteristics and the other one is output characteristics. And yet another one is also there, that is known as transfer characteristics, that we'll learn after this. Okay. What is input characteristics? Input characteristics is nothing but it is a variation of input current with respect to the input voltage when maintaining the output voltage constant. Once again, input characteristics is the change in input current with the variation of the values of input voltage while keeping the output voltage constant. Okay. And similarly, there is another one known as output characteristics. It is the variation of output current with output voltage while maintaining the input current constant. Okay. Now we'll go in detail about this for common emitter transistor configuration. In the case of common emitter transistor configuration, how these characteristics are applied, or what are the characteristics of common emitter transistor configuration. Okay, that is known as common emitter transistor characteristics. So for studying characteristics is the relation or the ratio or the variation of current with the voltage. So in order to study the characteristics, we need a circuit. So here you can see a basic circuit of a transistor configuration, but when you see like this, we will not get anything clear there. So I will just try to draw. So you try to draw along with me in this case. Okay. So when you are doing a transistor, the first stage is to draw a transistor, right? So we are doing with an NPN transistor. C, an NPN transistor I am drawing. You know that NPN transistor, the emitter current is going outward, so arrow is outward. There is a base. So this is the transistor. Now you have to complete the box structure like this. You can see how I am completing this box structure. Okay. Now this is so easy, but try to understand how we are drawing that. Okay. So this one is now okay. That's over. Now the emitter circuit also we have to complete. Okay. So the first step is drawing the box structure for the transistor. That's over. Now we have to apply the biasing potentials. We know that the input circuit is forward biased and output circuit is reverse biased. So here this is the emitter, this is the collector, this is the emitter, and here is the base. So there must be some potential to bias. The base emitter junction is the input junction. So base emitter junction must be forward biased. Okay, so how can we make it forward biased? It is an NPN transistor, so positive is connected to negative. Okay, and we must apply a battery of varying potentials, and this is VBB, the base bias voltage. Around 0 to 20-25 volt we can apply here. That is varying. VBB is the base biasing voltage. And there will be some in resistance here in the circuit, that is RB. Okay, RB is the base resistance. And in the similar way we have to apply potential, biasing potential, the output circuit also, collector NPN. So it is N, so it must be reverse bias, so there must be positive there, negative here, positive here. And you know that the collector voltage is more than the base voltage, so we are applying more batteries there. This is VCC, the collector circuit potential. Okay, and there will be some value of resistance here also, that is RC is the resistance there. So the first stage is over, and also emitter is common there, so this is an earth connection, so it's a common terminal anyway. That is over. Now characteristics means it is the variation of voltage with the current. So we must know what is the voltage and current in input and output. So in order to know the voltage and current, we need some devices there. So we have to, the next step is to connect some devices there. Let us see what are the devices. So in order to measure the current, we need to connect an ammeter here, right? In the base circuit, here we need an ammeter, here also we need an ammeter. So there is an ammeter here that measures IB. Okay, this is an ammeter. And there must be a voltmeter. We know that voltmeter always be connected in parallel. Okay, parallel to the circuit. So we connected a voltmeter that measures VBE. Voltage across base and emitter is measured by the voltmeter VBE. Now in the output circuit, there must be another ammeter that measures milliamperes. This base current is in microampere. Okay, this is in milliampere, and that is IC, the collector current. And there can be another device for measuring the voltage, that is voltage across collector and emitter, VCE. So these are the devices. So this is the way we draw a circuit. So how we draw? First we started from the in whatever be the type of configuration or characteristics, this is the format you have to apply. First you draw the transistor, complete the block structure, then you connect the biasing voltages, then you connect the devices. Ammeter always in series and voltmeter always in parallel. Circuit is over. It's not so complicated. So you must approach the circuit in this way. Don't try to start from some of the corners or from the battery or anywhere. You start from the transistor, then complete the block diagram, then apply the biasing voltages. The next stage is to connect the devices, which are ammeter is in series, voltmeter in parallel. So that's all. Our circuit transistor characteristic circuit is completed. Now how to study the characteristics? So here, first, let us see the input characteristics. You know about input characteristics now. What is input characteristics? Input characteristics is the variation of input current with respect to input voltage at constant output voltage. Here you can see what is the input current. It is IB. What is the input voltage? It is VBE. At constant output voltage, what is output voltage? VCE. That's all. So that is a graph. You can see the common emitter input characteristics. It is a variation of IB with respect to VB. IB is the input current and VB is the input voltage. At constant output voltage, VCE. So you can see the shape of the graph. You just consider only one graph there. No need for the second one, just leave it. Okay, the first graph, it is just similar to that of a diode characteristic we learned, because it is only a diode PN junction. So there is a new voltage, and after that the current starts increasing. So this is the VI characteristics. As the voltage increases, initially there is no current, but after some particular value only the current starts increasing. Okay, so this is the common emitter input characteristics of a common emitter transistor. Now about output characteristics. How can we draw the output characteristics? In order to draw the output characteristics, you consider this region. It is the variation of output current with respect to output voltage when maintaining the input current constant. Here, which one is the output current? IC is the output current and VCC is the output voltage. Okay, so you can see the graph here. Common emitter output characteristics. This is the common emitter output characteristics. As the voltage increase, you just consider only one for IB equal to 0.1 milliampere. As the voltage across VCE, voltage across collector emitter, the output voltage. that increases, initially you can see that there is no current flow. There is no current, current flow is almost constant till here. But after that, what happens? The current flow becomes steady, or no current. A steady current flows. So the variation of IC with respect to VCE when maintaining a constant value of base current. When you increase the input current, that is a base current, you can see that the output characteristics also varies. Again increasing, and you can see this is the type of variation in output characteristics. In this, you can see three regions marked there. One is known as the cut-off region. The next is known as the active region, and the last one is known as the saturation region. What is all these regions? The saturation region, active region, and cutoff region. Saturation region is actually located very close to the zero voltage axis, where all output plots coincide. You can see all the output characteristics coincide till that particular value. In that region, all the output characteristics coincide there. Okay. And their value reduces quickly to zero when you reduce the output voltage VCE. To explain this saturation region, active region, and cutoff region, it is better to consider another type of characteristics that is known as transfer characteristics. Transfer characteristics is actually the variation of output value with respect to input value. Either it is current or voltage. You can see the variation of output voltage IC with respect to the input. We can see the variation of output current IC with respect to the input current IB. As the IB increases, you can see the IC also increase. So this is one transfer characteristic. Another one, you can see the variation of output voltage VO with respect to input voltage VI. Initially, you can see when the input voltage is very low, then the transistor is not allowing any, because when input voltage is very low, we know from input characteristics that there is no current, right? When the input voltage is very low, there is no input current. IB is 0 till particular value. So till that value, there is no input voltage. As there is no input voltage, the output voltage will be, there is no input current, then the output voltage will be just equal to the applied battery voltage. Okay. Once again, when the input voltage VBE is very low, then the transistor is not in in the cut-off region, or it is not allowing any current to pass through that. Because we learned from the input characteristics that this region below particular value new voltage, it is not allowing any current to flow through that. That is IB is 0. So in this particular region is known as cut-off region. In that region, the transistor is in the cut-off stage. It is not allowing any current to flow through that. So you can see in this circuit, if the transistor is not allowing current from the input, then the output will be just equal to the applied VCC. Output will be just equal to the VCC, whatever applied. It is a constant value, almost constant value. That is why it is the cutoff region. So in the cutoff region, transistor is cut off. It is not allowing input to pass towards the output. So output voltage will be just equal to the biasing voltage. That is why it is almost constant in the cutoff region. Okay. Now, then there's an equation that VCC is equal to VBE Okay, we know that VCC is equal to VCE plus ICRC. So when the input voltage is very low, the transistor is in the cut-off state. It is not allowing any current to flow through that. Therefore, what will be that? IC, this fact will be 0. So VCE, the output will be just equal to VCC. That is, here it is mentioned as VO, whatever it is. Okay, so it's constant. But when the applied input voltage is more than that particular value or knee value, the transistor slowly switched on to the active region, and it allows the current to pass through that. You can see in the input characteristics that after that voltage, current starts flowing through transistor. That is, transistor is active. Then there will be current in all circuits. IC also will be there. So IC will be there. Okay. Then what will be the output? VCE. VCE is equal to, VCC is the biasing voltage, minus ICRC. So as the transistor switched it to the active region, current starts flowing through that. Then you can see from this equation that the output voltage VCE will be VCC minus ICRC. So as the IC increases, what happened to VCC minus ICRC? That total quantity decreases. So the output voltage decreases. That you can see the decrease in the output voltage in the active region of the graph or the characteristics. Okay. Now, from the output characteristics, we can see that when the voltage applied to the transistor is much high, or when the when the applied voltage is very high, then there is no further increase in the current, or we can say the transistor switches to the saturation region. You can see the saturation region of the transistor. So further increase in the input voltage will not make any change in the output voltage of the transistor. Okay. So when the input voltage is very low, transistor will be in the cut-off region, but output voltage will be maximum. When the input voltage increases, the transistor move to the active region, current starts flowing through that, then the output voltage decreases. When the transistor applied voltage is very high, or the input voltage is very high, transistor tends to be in the saturation region. At that time, the output voltage will be the lowest and it is constant. So this is about the various characteristics of a common emitter transistor configuration. In the same way, you can find the common base transistor characteristics also. Okay. So as a continuation of the follow-up activity for this, you try to learn, or you find the common base transistor configuration. What we learned is common emitter transistor configuration. Okay. So you have to learn common base transistor configuration and common collector transistor configuration. So these two is an activity for you. Okay. This is exactly the same as that of this. So only thing is that you must know how to draw the circuit diagram for this. You follow the steps that we did on this module. Okay. Then it will be easy. If you are finding difficulty to understand the circuits, you try to draw from the once again I am explaining that, try to draw from the transistor, complete the block diagram, then apply the bias voltages, then apply the devices to measure current and voltage. Ammeter is in series and voltmeter is in parallel. Okay. Then draw the input characteristics, output characteristics, and then transfer characteristics. That's about the transistor characteristics. Thank you, students.